they've played in Valorant. Maybe I've missed something, but as far as I can tell, Team Liquid, they just make playoffs. And so for them to lose out here would be pretty horrendous. For EDG, the pressure is completely off their shoulders. And Team Liquid are the ones going aggressive first up short.
Trailblazer and a wall off into the one side. It's a really aggressive approach, and look at this.
He's
just being completely sandwiched, taken out early on.
But they're being driven into Dimasic right now. So Dimasic is in elbow. And he's utilized the Molotov perfectly here to buy time and set up this flank. In the meantime, Kangkang in market.
Yeah, Kangkang's just going to be watching for these rotations. He can hear all of them coming out already. Look at the fight that's taking place. And an impeccable timing once more. 2 kills, just watching market. And side control is there as the spike. Quick tap just to try and bait some utility out. You're running right into that one. How Dong still denies. You're going to keep flying through. The right clicks of the Vera. You got to be kidding me. 3 kills on the pistol. And he's isolated it down just to Kangkang. But the timing once more. This guy is just elite. 4 in the round. Pound for pound, answering back.
If you thought this game wasn't going to be entertaining, oh, take a look. Sit yourself down. Get ready for this one. I mean, Kangkang and Life having an awesome pistol round, but also adapting to what Liquid threw at them. Liquid set the tempo here, and I don't know that that's going to be the case all the time, because EDG are quick. But that push down short funneled EDG up long, and they still had the presence of mind to leave a lurker to pounce on the rotates. And you can see Emil there getting rocked instantly as the pistol round strat falls to pieces. And also, Brent, just the fact that we're here on Bind, you are going to see these all-in pushes from EDG constantly as Kangkang finds that opening kill. But with a double duelist comp, they don't play the map. They don't spread out and default very often. They go for these kind of hits all the time.
Yeah, big
where they're just
wholesale executes.
Bursting into B.
Absolutely. It is intriguing as well, the fact that this is Edward Gaming's pick on Bind. It's a map that they have opted into. It does make some level of sense when you consider Team Liquid's history with the map, but even still, in my eyes, when I've been watching this team, you know, through the eye test, just watching them, I wouldn't have considered it one of their stronger maps.
No, I can agree with you there, and I think also the double duelist composition on Bind has just not worked.
No, it's gone out of favor a lot.
At the global level, there haven't really been any teams that have made double duelist function. But the question is whether Liquid is good enough to punish them for that, or whether the double duelist comp just allows Kangkang and Life to go crazy.
It was so interesting listening to the Soulcast interview that was played before this, where he's talking about, you know, we've played against chaotic teams before. We know how to, you know, play against them. But I don't think anybody's ready for a team like Edward Gaming. The way that they play in terms of their chaos, I mean, it's almost like they invented it.
Well, EDG have managed to keep all of their rifles, everything, heading into the next round. So it's still going to be pretty dangerous here. Kangkang with a Phantom, and Team Liquid a couple of players on light armor on the anti-bonus. Like I said, EDG are going to group up and go for 5-man execs a lot of the time. And Liquid know this. This is why they've changed their composition, I think. Because having Yampi just hold B long for the whole round as chamber, that's not as useful as Yampi getting the wall down and being able to stack the other site off the first hint of info. So here you see dash into shower, lands inside his slow orb, and immediately calling for the rotates. Look how fast Scream is through.
So much util already being used to just try and take that shower's control. And yeah, the rotation is going to be called. Again, space to be gained onto the site. Not quite getting too much done. In fact, Yampi's just at the back there, behind Triple, making sure he puts the shots in, but he opens himself up just a little bit too wide. Luckily, the trade is there, though. Scream still online. Dimasic swinging from heaven.
And this has been a brutal round for EDG. The Showers player got walled off instantly, so that stops it even being a split.
Did you see the amount of utility they used there? The pull, the seize, the stun.
Yeah, the Team Liquid game plan for Bind is going to be to rotate extremely quickly. I mean, you could even call it over-rotating, but using Yampi's wall and slow orb to either slow the hit, or if Yampi's on the wrong side, to just wall an area off so that you can't get any lurkers coming through, and stopping a rotate back to that side. I think the adjustment here is a really good anti-strat coming from Emil. The question is whether the execution is good enough, and Team Liquid able to secure the anti-bonus. And now EDG are playing a little bit spread, looking to fight for B long, while there's still 2 players monitoring the rest of the map. But here's that wall, and it's such a pest, because Yampi continues to control showers just off the back of passive utility.
That fault line did connect prior. It's forced out the Trailblazer, but again, That map control just going over to the side of EDG, but it looks like a fight taking place once more. Team Liquid trying to take it to them and regain control of the Octagon position. A lovely deep nade. That is going to be pushing Life just back for but a moment.
And Nivera spotted at least one, perhaps two, over by short. And so Liquid are going to keep their players in position, spread 2 and 2. And EDG have been smart about this. You know, Howdong is their IGL, and we've seen in that opening game against Paper Rex, he wasn't afraid to pump the brakes. And now, silently, setting up for a B split, controlling that area that they got at the beginning of the round with B long. And this is all going to be on Soulcast and Scream to hold it off.
The Boombox is going to be destroyed there. That's going to be, again, another boatload of utility. Nade into the back of the side. The execute's coming online, but that off angle by Scream. Just elite, and he's got the crossfire set up. Another satchel! Just clinical. But at the end of the day, there is still one player left standing for Edward Gaming to try and carry this round home for them. But it is the 1v2. Chichu just tapping the spike, trying to force an isolator 1v1.
The Liquid players have split up. Going to be able to get the plan down here. Unfortunately, lost all information on where Team Liquid might be. So he's got to be paranoid. They could be around any corner. I think he just spotted a glimpse of Nivera.
Snake bite into the corner. It's all about this first fight, the angle. Patience is the name of the game of 3 kills online. Giampi's going to cover it. Instantly with the trade, that's going to be the round secured as well.
And that's a huge one for Team Liquid to get online. Yampi splitting up into that situation could have been a bit of a problem had Shishu been able to realize which direction the final player was coming from. But it's nice control at the end of the day. Scream, by the way, having a monstrously good anchor from that position.
This position here.
Picking off 2 players from essentially a one-and-done spot against a team that has good trading.
Yeah.
That's just Scream things. And the Des was talking about how well he's been playing. In the loss to Leviathan, he still had 150 ADR. So he's always going to be doing damage.
You can always rely on Scream.
But he didn't take over the game.
No.
And that is something that he can do at any point.
Very intelligent player when it comes to the mechanics. And he's been, tasked with a lot of the IGLing, which, not going to lie as well, when I've been trying to grab scraps of interviews to find out exactly what's going on inside the Liquid camp, it's, messy at the best of times, sometimes is what it feels like, but...
Okay, Dimmersic's been traded out. That's pressure up B long. Soulcast grabs one on the other side of the map. It seems like EDG are going for this kind of B long aggression with a couple of players watching over by short and showers. Just testing, limit testing the defense of Liquid.
Yeah. Smoke dissipating just at the wrong time. There's nobody's trying to punish that res. Head over the angle. Howdong will claim the kill. Going for the repeats once more. Of course, you're going to be taking these risks. Only on the half buy, why not?
But overall, I mean, Liquid know where both of these players are.
Yeah.
And they have great ultimates for the next round, as long as they can close this out.
Spike down B.
Closing it out. Easily done, it seems.
Yeah, not too much pressure in that round. They did force the Resurrect coming out from Yampi, which is decent respect that Team Liquid are showing. But there are just so many good ults on both sides, honestly, to be used here. But remember, the way that Bind tends to play out, if the defenders are able to use big ultimates like the Showstopper to stop a push coming through, it can be difficult to reset with your double duelist composition.
Yeah, there's definitive weaknesses, I think, when you do see the double duelist being ran. When you're all in with the initial push and it just gets absolutely bogged down, it can be, like you said, really difficult to reset, I think.
And that's part of the reason why it's so interesting that EDG went to Bind first. Yeah. They had their options. They are on a, I believe, 7-map win streak on Ascent right now. Yeah. And yeah, Liquid are a great Ascent team too, but you could be the ones anti-stratting their Phoenix instead of Liquid being the ones anti-stratting the double duelist. So there certainly were different directions that the map veto could have gone. And EDG are really trying to flex their muscles of Life and Kankan early on in this game to see whether they can get value out of the star power on the team. And Kankan has been good so far.
It's been a menace, man.
I pulled up at the top 5 chambers at the event.
Yeah.
He's on that top 5.
He's on the list.
After his first performance against the grand finalists from Copenhagen.
He's one of those players that, I mean, he just plays possessed. In their last matchup as well, he had 44% of his team's first kills. 44% of his team's first kills was coming from Kankan. I mean, the guy is just
absurd.
He is nuts. He is nuts at this game, but if there was any player and talent, I think, to try and shut that kind of chaotic style down, it would be Liquid. They've got it in them.
Yampi only has a classic?
That's, yeah, that's interesting.
Yampi only has a classic.
Definitely money online to get the buy.
Yeah, I wonder if I'm missing something and he's got a gun on the floor, but it doesn't look like it.
Okay. Little mistake coming into this one, maybe. Just drop not coming online, but...
See if that ends up punishing them. They're not heading into the Sage player from Team Liquid.
It's very cautious so far.
Now they are.
It's a complete rotation that's being caused.
Now they are.
And this is where the trouble lies. The wall will get broken from that TP rotation. Remember, there's still about a minute on the clock here, so Edward Gaming do have a lot of time to work with.
That's a minute where Yampi is sweating bullets. In a situation like this where you realize you've made a mistake and you're just waiting for the consequences, it just gets so much worse. Now, EDG have cut noise again, going through the teleporter, and that has prompted out the Seekers from Soulcast. Perfect time in the round to use them. 50 seconds. If Chichu can break all three of them, that might be useful, but there's still two heading towards B and informing the rotates that should be coming here.
Yeah, Liquid should have complete information. This hit's coming through now to Nightfall, scattered into the corner. Prowler sent back as well. There is a lot of ultimates online for either side to try and offset this one, but it's going to be the B side give it up for the time being. Now the Orbital Strike. Let's just try and deny that space in the plan once more, but there's 20 seconds remaining.
Showstopper as well, out here for Scream, who's in elbow right now.
Does he want to try and go for this one?
They're letting them get the plant down.
They're letting them get the plant down. Going for that full retake. It is Team Liquid setting this one up. Players in position, but same again for Edward Gaming. Now the Trailblazer into the back. That's going to be that Rolling Thunder pushing them all the way into the corner. Nice little shot from Dimisic. Connects onto that one. Showstopper first. Showstopper is that 1-for-1. As Kanan will fall. The players just can't quite get into the back. Still the duel is going to be won by the off angle. Nobody going absolutely insane.
Yampi now has a rifle.
Picks up two and the rifle in the hands of Yampi. He does collect the kill, but time running low once more. The defuse, the pull, that disrupts it. Time is running low, and it is a spammable angle. It needs to be covered. Time's running low, they just call it.
And Scream just gets out of there in time. It's a Red Bull clutch there as EDG hold on in the post plan. B on Bind is the worst site in the game to retake. And I'm a little bit befuddled as to why Liquid played it in this way. Perhaps it was because they didn't have 5 rifles online, but they didn't play to deny the plant with the Showstopper. They weren't able to make space off the back of Scream's Showstopper either. And the rotates were far too slow, considering that there were Seekers at play. I think that is a missed opportunity there for Liquid in multiple ways. But at least Yampi comes out richer than he went in.
Sure. Walked away with a rifle, I suppose. It was a costly, costly round for Edward Gaming, obviously with all of them dying in the end. A couple of them are on half armor rifle buys. Assure you. I mean, they'd be buying full armor if they could.
You can't say that about every team in the tournament though, Bran. So look at this. There's a little bit of pressure over towards Showers, which is the area of the map that Navera's got his Viper's Pit. And already Dimisic is thinking about playing Rotate. If Team Liquid think EDG are going to be readable every single round, they're going to be in for a nasty surprise. But the tendency to over-rotate, I think, is still going to be useful for them. Just got to make sure you don't do it too much. Trailblazer finds the jet on the other side. And that lets you know that Life is not a position to immediately engage. You know you've got a few seconds before that would happen.
They do have a good crossfire right now to set up. Scream just playing on top of triple. There's going to be a dash engage into the cloud burst, and Life does fall at the end of the day. A pull though, it's locking down these players, and the aftershock is just a bit delayed, but the bullets are not. Kang just opens it up, taking down two of the anchoring players on Team Liquid.
Fantastic entry.
30 seconds left.
Life getting spammed into his smoke was a bit unfortunate, but Kankan's bullets are just so accurate. Meanwhile, Navera just stays alive, and they're going for the pivot with 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
They don't know that Yampi's here.
Yep, Yampi, he could just be a miracle worker. Down onto the floor, the spike, it drops, there needs to be a trade, and eventually it comes through. But at what cost? 10 seconds remaining. They know they can deny this one, but no! Kankan, you absolute maniac. He takes the fight, and 4 kills for him. He's hunting for the ace now.
He's doing everything right now for EDG. He's a one-man army.
But he is low, but the crossfire is quite good. If Navera chooses to try and take the fight by pushing into the back now, he's going to be going to the opposite side. This isn't really being watched by any of the Edward Gaming players.
Nevera's got a weak player, but a crossfire that he's going to find it difficult to break. And there it is.
That's the ace in the round. Absolutely sublime stuff. The precision that this guy comes out with.
That is one of the most impactful aces that you will see spread across a round. I mean, Kankan just rips apart the A defense. Look at these shots. The first one onto Scream as he swings, and then Soulcast, then trades out the rest of his team that are waterfalling from Hookah and wins the clutch at the end. Not just that, but he relieves pressure to get the plant down. I mean, he literally did everything in the round.
Yeah.
The only resource he had available to him was the rest of his team sending their lives away to make space.
I can't believe the confidence of that as well. A tap, a swing when, honestly, his teammate wasn't even ready, I don't think, to trade it out.
No, I mean, the normal play there would be to have Kankan plant and the other player try to hold it.
Yeah.
But when you're a superstar, you've got that level of confidence, and that, I think, is an accurate label for Kankan. I know we haven't seen him very much on the global stage, but so far, in his team and in the matches he's played against good, great competition so far, he has been dominant.
And you wouldn't think that this is his first big tournament on a global stage. With, you know, truly across the world international competition. Obviously, they went through that East Asia LCQ to get here. They dominated their opponents.
And as EDG take a small lead here in the map, I just want to talk about their opening game against Paper Rex. On the 2 maps that they lost, so I'm excluding Icebox, they still won 60% of the first kills.
What?
I mean, it's just absurd, isn't it? What they were struggling with was actually converting those into round wins against the best teams in the world. And so that's certainly something to keep our eyes on.
Get out of my way.
Same util set up to try and take that showers control. That pull, the C's over the top as well, but again, respect is shown by Team Liquid. Backing away, the Trailblazer, okay, into the nade as well. The updraft's not a single lick of damage for life, but Nevera still holding down the fort as well from that one particular angle. Still the players will fall. Liquid's with the fast rotate, but they are smoked off from all of these positions. There has to be a bit of respect, and a rifle has been acquired.
And it's so rough for Dimasic right now. Heading through market, but with only a judge to play with. Great timing from Yampi, catching life as he was spamming.
Yeah, really clean stuff, honestly. The Slaughter was well dropped. That is the spike still planted. And Dimasic rotating with a judge, but player not known. Classic whipped out 2 shots to the cranium. That will do it. Just down to Howdong now. And he's been swarmed from every position. The jump in judge play. Perfect, again with the swing from Yampi, making sure that he supplements all the chaos in the round.
Yeah, what a great play by Yampi. Thanks. Finding that opportunity to drop down from heaven. If he goes down there, it's round over. That's the kill that flips everything. Liquid are keeping pace. Certainly one of their weaker maps. I mean, what? Just a little bit of moments before disaster there. EDG are going to get pushed down onto a thrifty buy. Kankan still with a showstopper.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
And also, EDG just look dangerous on these kind of rounds. You know, Liquid, when they played against Leviathan, were losing so many eco rounds.
Yeah.
Or rather, anti-eco rounds. They just couldn't shut down the stingers and the sheriff plays.
Sheriff play. Yeah, these guys are really dangerous.
So 3 players to start from Team Liquid over on B. And again, EDG on the eco rounds are just playing spread, not to trade for each other, not to group up and overwhelm. They're just really spreading out around the map and trying to find 1v1s.
Just trying to find those pickoffs, but the angles are watched.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
This kind of strategy is just so easy for Team Liquid to deal with. Yeah. Liquid's individual skill is never in question. That's one of the big reasons that they can sometimes be a frustrating team to watch. Because the talent on this roster is absurd.
You expect great, things coming out from a team like this.
Yeah, I think Liquid,
talent, pound for pound, really up there.
Liquid have been around for so long at this point that they should have some kind of Masters trophy. I don't think that's unreasonable, but 2022 has been a bit of a story of wasted potential, I would say. Maybe that's the whole story of Team Liquid, and this is their opportunity to turn that around. This tournament.
Here at Champions, the back's against the wall.
So EDG taking B long control again here. This has been their game plan, but it's almost always pivoted into a B exec. There are 3 Team Liquid players waiting for it.
They can go for 4 players pushing through B long. biding their time though. Just waiting around. Sorry, 3 players at B long. Nade is really good at pushing back a lot of these at common angles, but it's going to be another smoke drop down into Hookah just to push back the players.
Life got on the line and then decided to drop off it, and that gives the advantage to Soulcast. Bit of a mistake there. And they're going to go for the re-clear, but it's a team flash.
Yeah, it's a team flash. Never ideal. Rolling Thunder though into this one, but there is going to be a showstopper to try and play into this one. It's a pre-fire into the corner, right inside the tube. Damage is being done, certainly, but Scream locking it down again at the back of the site. The satchel to disrupt the movement. He's always going to be favored in that fight.
To me, the impressive one, though, from Scream is the kill onto Haodong to avoid being traded. You have to throw more than 2 people at Scream in order to take him down.
30 seconds left.
And EDG find themselves in a situation that is simply unwinnable. Liquid have a great idea of how to deal with these B hits. And that was against a Rolling Thunder and a Showstopper.
Yeah, they were more than ready for it.
And Liquid still held on.
Admittedly, there was very little value from the Edward Gaming Showstopper. Kankan just kind of pre-fired it into the corner. Could have been dangerous, but I think when it does get scrappy like that, I mean, I'm just, again, thinking back to the words that Soulcast was saying. They played against chaotic teams before. And I think a team like Liquid as well, sometimes they'll relish the opportunity for the rounds to devolve a little bit more into those just fights being taken back and forth, especially Scream. Man can close his eyes and take him back to the good old days, you know, just click a couple of heads once or twice.
Yeah. Soulcast had actually been pushed off that angle. That's the frustrating thing to me. Look at this second kill as Haodong
nasty.
Gets up top.
Nasty.
Scream's a demon. And he's been in such unreal form throughout the LCQ run.
Red hot, man.
I said it at the time, he looked like the best player in the world. It's just about keeping that up.
Yeah.
But at minimum, you get a great performance from Scream.
So a round being taken here. Edward Gaming not going for that set play that we were seeing where they take control of Showers. The util dump, and Liquid happy to disrespect them. Now on top of the wall, Yampy okay. Slight off angle gives them a favored approach there in that fight against Life, and they know that the players obviously are pushed up here into Octagon. These eco rounds, they've just not been able to apply enough pressure on one side of the map to make space for the lurks. Kankan just finds a glimmer of an opportunity. He does pull Scream back over to A. Maybe there's some kind of chance here. But once more, the defensive setup looks good, and once more, they give away a player because there's no distraction on the other side of the site. EDG look frankly lost in these eco rounds. Their approach to bind there, maybe not quite tested enough on the global stage. Oh, the strike just being held down. And yeah, it's just too obvious that the players of Edward Gaming are just loitering around that area.
30 seconds left.
Making too much noise. Obviously, there's still that half by round, but they're not really showing too much incentive, I think, to cook anything up that's unique. It's really does feel like they're just leaning onto that raw mechanical ability, hoping that they get given windows of opportunity to take fights at the sheriffs and whatnot. But
even when they do, there's Scream on the other end.
Yeah.
And he is going to be getting up to another showstopper.
One after the other. Oh, she's just going to be looking for a couple of kills. The double face. Tap, Dimisic. That's going to be a rifle removed at the end.
Yeah. He still has enough money to buy. So final round of the half, EDG, with one last shot of making this a decent one. But apart from the pistol and the follow-up, they've won 2 rounds here.
Yeah.
2 rounds out of 9.
Again, it comes back to that earlier question of, you know, out of all the maps to take Liquid to,
this was the wrong one, I think.
Was, I think, the wrong one as well. It's still...
You'll have to wait and see, but the double duelist idea is something that you need to... it seems like teams need to be shown it doesn't work firsthand.
Sure.
At the lands. And EDG haven't had that experience before. Okay, so
round is that final opportunity, Josh.
Liquid are kind of scrambling in spawn right now, trying to get the read on where everybody is going. They know that EDG are going to group up and go for a big exec, so they're not too worried about giving them, you know, space on the map.
Yeah.
And for EDG, they're trying to make a little bit of noise over towards B, grouping up for a short exec. But Yampy has an operator in his hands.
Here comes the fight. Another Nightfall going to be pushing back Into short, does latch on. Yampy from Heaven's going to get smoked off. So that operator angle, no good for the time being, or at least for a couple of seconds until it eventually dissipates. And it is going to be that site control. Spike needs to go down, though.
Kankan wants to push this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is so risky, especially when there's so many Team Liquid players just ready to face you. And there you go, punished. The Seekers now to try and get them right back into the fray. Showstopper in his hand. The movement was beat for about a second, but still claims the kill.
Player standing.
Just down to Shishu, not enough. Again, that is a beautiful, beautiful retake there from Liquid.
Yeah, they're looking superb, and Scream is delighting in this gladiatorial battle where he just gets to take every duel he possibly wants. That is a flawless.
It is really just his comfort zone, I think.
He's 13-4, taking all of the fights at the front, demanding a duel to the death with these EDG players.
It's been a relatively simple game plan across the board, I think, from Liquid. They've got a good read on which direction the attacks was coming from. Just, I think, the nature of the comp as well. It's pretty obvious when you see that utility coming out. But we'll send it down to the analyst desk. Let's break it down for the first half and set us up for that second one as well. What have you got for us, guys?
Let's break it down. You guys want to break it down? Okay, no, never mind.
We've already had Ryan
Where's Golden Boy where you need him? They mentioned the comp change. Brent was talking about that. Let's talk about that here because Ryan, Sage going in for Team Liquid, we didn't expect that. What did you make of Yumpy?
It felt like a bit of a rock, paper, scissors from beta, right? Where loads of people were running double duelist. The Sage worked so well at just shutting down some of the rotations, making sure that EDG can go for those splits. But Yampy moving on to the Sage for the first time, pretty good start. Also in regards to like Team Liquid, they won every single first kill. They got the first kill on all 12 rounds, which is one of the areas, the win conditions for EDG, right? Like, they got more first kills against Paper X, but still lost the series. They were so good at finding openings, they found literally none today. I think Yampy finding all of this control, winning out clutches, stalling, taking fights. It's these kind of moments where the aggressive side of double duelist on attack unbind found very little.
I love his use of the walls as well. There was one wall you're like, oh, what's
I was
that?
so
Over towards
confused.
showers.
Yeah.
But I think it's sectioning, you know, the site, being able to create your own angles and whatnot. I love that from Yumpy. But looking forward into the second half, I have a bit of a worry because if you've watched the last 4 times Team Liquid has attempted to play bind, then I'm looking at the fact that they've merely won 3 rounds maximum on their attacking side the last 4 times. In fact, there was one match against M3 Champions that they won 0 attacking rounds. This is a team that struggles very much on their attacking side on bind, and that's where I'm going to put a huge asterisk. It looks like they're doing good, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, EDG can really rip apart the second half.
Yumpy's too... I'm waiting for him to do something crazy. He's playing so conservative. Maybe he's saving it for the attack side?
Maybe he played a bit scared. Maybe. Just more passive overall, so like they're not really wanting to give anything to EDG because they know that EDG can run with it.
Well, I can't wait to see their attack side going into this, throwing this back to Brent and Saisho to break it down.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be some breaking going on, I think, if Team Liquid continue this pace.
Look at Life at the bottom of the scoreboard there as well. Obviously competing away from the rest of his team, having to play remotely because of COVID, and didn't get to play the opening game either, where Smoggy filled in. So, a rough opening to the global stage for Life, and part of why they've struggled so much with those first kills. It was their area of domination, and yet they found none of it, as Ryan was pointing out.
Let's see what the answer is here, because this is immediately fast showers control. The snake bites were layered down. This is a clear set strategy, and there's no attempt to try and break this wall. In fact, the spike is going to go down without any problems at all.
The Ascent and Pistol round, they've stolen the comp, they've stolen the strat as well. Those were your champions from last year. Team Liquid taking a page out of the book.
Yeah, why not? Use a bit of an older play. Yampy, though, okay with a short. He does not get the one he was looking for, but there is utility online for Team Liquid to deny a lot of time off of this one. Still, the kills are starting to flow in the way of Edward Gaming. Molly, though, on the floor, posing a bit of a problem, and still that flank, the one extremity there, nobody will be losing that fight. Time still running so low. Frenzy spray downstream, just can't quite find it. Devastation with a knife! You can't do it to him like that!
Welcome to Champions. Oh my word. They've just been done dirty.
Whipping out the knife, man.
That's a backbreaker. That's a brutal one.
And if there was any chance of getting that confidence back into this map, had to be winning that pistol round.
Yeah, they really did. of the four rounds that EDG have won, 3 of them have been off the back of hero plays. Round 1 was a 1v2, round 6 was a 1v2, and then you had the Kankan ace. Just the default plan has been getting no value.
And Scream is just so willing to take these fights once more. He knows the players are not going to be equipped with much else. The rest of his team's going to be backing as well. Good gaming just dropping like flies.
And Team Liquid get into the site very quickly. Navera might get challenged a little bit on the flank here, but Shishu only with classic. Oh, it's dangerous. Maybe I shouldn't have said only a classic.
One enemy remaining.
Calls for
Damage
reinforcement.
done. He does indeed. Spectre was given over in the midst of all of that, but not enough.
10-4 lead for Team Liquid. Just absolutely running away with it here. Running away with it.
And we're looking at life at the bottom of the scoreboard there, 2 and 13. And I was curious as well the impact that this guy was going to have when he would be back in the roster, because it felt like, you know, with Smoggy playing, Smoggy was a fantastic player for them in their game versus Paper X.
He was.
The numbers the guy was putting up were
He went
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And
they still had fairly good trading as well. They were about
Yeah, they
average
didn't
in
lose
terms
that
of
much.
trading. Yeah. Team Liquid, pretty excellent in these bonus situations. And EDG are looking like they're almost out of this map. They should be favored to win this round, though. And anything is possible. We've seen some crazy comebacks. But you need to be winning these rounds where you're favored economically.
Yeah. I love this slow spread defo here by Team Liquid, just waiting for Edward Gaming to make the mistakes first.
You've got a bit of a trap play set up here. Life to take contact, fault line that comes down B long. I suppose they could throw a flash in there as well, but it is a fault line that Hardong is holding.
Isn't this intriguing? Like on A, Edward Gaming, again, they've just given up showers early. Content for it. With the Viper util, the wall goes up here, so that's going to be a boombot to try and find it, but slightly timing, but it does give itself away, so that is valuable information.
And with the Sage, you're fine giving up showers if there's a wall in the way. Oh, there we go, Can. Finding the opening duel, the raised diff.
It's a big kill to find. And time is running relatively low, you're just swinging into it. Of course, the dash, just to evacuate. Life's going to get, I believe, his 3rd kill there of
30
the map.
seconds left.
And the trap had already been abandoned, so they're not going to set back up for that one. But the rest of Team Liquid are heading into B here.
Really dangerous, Josh. There's 20 seconds remaining.
And they're in a 3v5.
And what is the call? You're going to be committing into this one with 3 players. The crossfires from Edward Gaming. Look at that. Once more, locking down the line of sight angles.
Spike down B.
Well, up to Navera, but the spike nowhere near him. It's going to be the Edward Gaming winning this round, getting their 5th one on the board.
And doing it without losing too many players.
Yeah, hopefully not losing too many more rifles to Navera here.
And nobody might go for another little peek. No, they keep the Vandal. So EDG escape with the anti-bonus and a lot of weaponry here. They've still got a fighting chance heading into this half. And I think, weirdly enough, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the double duelist composition on Bind, I think it's easier to shut down when the double duelists are attacking. You might think double duelists should be really good on attack, but it's just so readable.
Yeah, you mean on Bind in particular?
On Bind in particular, yeah. On defense, you're letting the game come to you, and there's still opportunities for Life and Kankan to take fights on their own terms. So maybe there can be some sort of setup here. That's a slow orb into a molly that traps Jisoo inside showers.
Really big set play. Screen's been flashed though. Unsure the direction of that one. How do you shut that one?
What a shot.
Down, cool, calm and collected. And the angles, it is just a bit of a swarm now. Coming around Team Liquid. Navera's going to make a play though, pushing through the snake bite. Not ready for it, but he is vulnerable. Sets up Life for the kill.
Very late lurk here from Dimisic as well, because he's back through showers. Unexpected.
And he could be everything for them. He's already found the 1 kill. There needs to be the support, and the swing is eventually there. 2 kills. Life. Dash going to be fading away, but he does catch it. Down to that 1v1, and you're right, Josh. Dimisic, he's bought enough time, and he's got the kills on top of him with the orbital strike.
And Dimisic could be anywhere right now. Top short, showers.
The stress piling up, ticking away. You have to stick this one. Dimisic doesn't choose to take the fight. Swings into it anyway. Handed to him on a platter. 3 kills for it. And the intelligence that he's just orchestrated over that round really did just carry him.
Yeah, awesome play there by Dimisic. The timing on that lurk back through showers.
So good.
And overall, the strategy from Team Liquid was lovely. They had a slow orb lineup, the molly lineup as well from the Brim. Landed to trap Shishu inside showers, and then Dimasic late flanks way later in the round. Look at him, no problems whatsoever. Cool as a cucumber.
We're going to see that Edward Gaming timeout. At this point, you don't have many rounds as a buffer. 11 rounds online for Liquid. They are so close to taking away this map.
Yeah, I think EDG's defensive side might look significantly better than their attack, but they just don't have the rounds to play with, like you said, Brent. And part of the gamble of playing the double duelist is hoping that your duelists are able to carry, are able to find the fights.
Yeah, put up those numbers.
And Life's been doing a much better job on the defense side. But again, you have no buffer here. And Liquid are feeling easy.
When Scream's playing like this, when he's 16-7.
The game does become a lot easier. With Scream putting up these kind of numbers.
Yeah.
EDG are going to have to dig really deep here. They've shown us some interesting ideas on the defensive side, but they're going to have to seize control of the tempo of this game.
Yeah. Curious if they want to go for some sort of aggressive play to try and take some of that map control early. They do have a showstopper in the back pocket of Can.
Look at the starting positioning here.
So passive.
Anticipating a big short push, I think.
Yeah.
And Scream with a judge. That's the molly lineup that they were doing. That lands outside showers. So you can see it bouncing off the roofs.
And Scream's already in.
He's in lamps.
Yeah, with the Trailblazer to support it as well. So he gets good information knowing that this area of the map is clear. Nade over the top to deny the plant. That's going to be colliding. Yampi pays for it with his life, but the spike is at least down. That puts down that time pressure. Boombot's going to be spotting Scream. Still holds it down with the angle, and he claims the kill.
Nerves of steel.
The big ultimate that I think Edward Gaming were relying on is going to be taken away from them, and it's looking inevitable at this point.
Yeah, it's comprehensive outplay in rounds like this. They're not even bothering to save the Brimstone Molly for the post plant. They just are hyper confident they're going to be able to collect every flank.
Again, that time pressure starting to really make itself known for Edward Gaming. Jump peak, it's running so low here. You want to take the fights, but right into the rifles. Yeah, you can take down Scream, but guess what? The team's backing right from short.
Match point.
The nerves here to just tank the damage when Can knows where you are off the Boombot information and just hold for the kill. Sure. And look at this again. Team Liquid, they're always prepared for the short push. You can see the positioning when they start the round. They're expecting EDG to explode through short.
Well, it looks like they might be about to, I think.
But Liquid are so ready.
Yeah, really far back. It's going to be a smoke that ends up going up, actually. Moving its way towards showers there, but look at the position of the Dimasic. I mean, the guy is just...
He's in the place where you buy guns.
He went to the bathroom at the start of the round. I mean, he's AFK.
But this is prep diff. This is Emil and the rest of the team doing their job, adjusting the composition, and understanding how EDG play. This is anti-stratting. And this is why EDG, I think, have made a big mistake picking Bind into Liquid.
It's just that one more round. That's all Liquid need. Take away Binds, not even their map pick. Seekers now gonna give them good information, so Soulcast's gonna be leading the way with the rest of his team, but drop down, that was an updraft. Over the wall. Headshots claimed, but that's gonna be a res almost immediately afterwards, and the stun. I think the fault line could do a decent amount there. Just collecting this wall is so pesky though. Break through the portions of it, and there's no more updrafts for Life to try and get over this one. Bit of a jump peek now with the ultimate showstopper inside against the wall. Nivera just beaming them all down. Fights being taken all over the bloody place, and at the end of the day, it's Team Liquid on top.